don't know where this video will go. You may never see it, but I just wanted to be honest with you. If you're watching it right now, then this video is probably for you. I am going to use my platform for the better good to be launching a podcast at the end of September called On Air with Mr. Griffiths. This is for all those individuals that don't have a platform. Because what I realized in the last few years is you have to have a big number of following to be able to be seen, be heard, be relevant, right? And it's not realistic for a lot of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let those individuals on that are the refined drug addicts, the refined alcoholics, those individuals that's been through so much troubles, trials, and situations that's never been heard, but they kept going throughout the process, the journey to what really motivates them to waking up each and every day. Because I'm for the underdog. I used to be that individual that felt like nobody could relate to me. So I wanted to read this DM. Somebody said, "Why is your one-liner so catchy?" And I'll be honest with you, I say this in a lot of videos, and that one-liner is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody does. Because us as humans, we'll be scrolling on social media and not know that we need to hear something until we hear it. And once we do, you know what I'm talking about. It hits home. And when it hits home, it hits hard. It brings you back to all that trouble, the trial, the situations, the pain, the suffering that you've been through. Because us as humans, what we tend to do with trauma and the situations that we've been through, we like to put it on the back burner, right? We don't like to be vocal about it. We don't like to tell people about our problems. We don't want people to feel sorry for us. We don't want individuals that can't relate to us. We don't want individuals that can judge us. So that was me. 2 years ago, I started out on my journey talking to a screen like I am now, not knowing where it would go. I felt so alone. I felt like nobody was in my corner. At my deepest and darkest times of my life, I felt like giving up. I felt like my life wasn't worth it. So I'm here to tell you, if you're watching this, you're enough. You're loved. You're valued. And it's not time to slow down. It's not time to give up. There's individuals out there that's rooting for you. And if you've not been seen and you've not been heard, and you know somebody that's not been seen or been heard and has a story and they've been on this journey, then let me be the individual that they come to blast their story out to millions of individuals. And I wanted to read this. You know, I wrote this a long time ago. The voices inside my head used to keep me quiet. But until I figured out my why, my how became a lot easier. You don't hate people. That's the pain talking. Hurt people hurt people. You don't hate people. That's the pain talking. Hurt people hurt people. I found my purpose in pain. And I encourage you to speak from your scars and not your wounds. And that's hard to do a lot of times, because sometimes what we get so wrapped up in is we want to pray for rain, but we forget about the mud. And what I realized throughout this whole journey is, to be great, you have to be able to operate in that chaos. And you might be great. You might be skilled. You might be one of those individuals that's 1 in a million. But I hope that life never gets too full for you to forget why you keep doing what you're doing. I love you guys. I'll drop the podcast below.